Good morning. My name is Aida Adlaid Mohammed. I'm an international development consultant. Um, I'm a chartered economist, amongst other things. I'm retired, but there's still a lot of work to be done. So in retirement, I'm floating about 10 firms with my own to be PLC organization called Define to Design Africa. In the bid to do all that, and in the bid to, I was raised in Nigeria. I'm 41 years old this year, and I don't come from I wasn't raised or come from a lacking background. So for people like me to do this, I'm not a public face at all. I'm not. I'd rather not be seen at all. But these things that are that are that that are indicative that Nigeria is sick and it's going down is so evident, and it's quite worrisome. It's been hidden underground for so long that for those who say they're religious and say, oh, it can't be really bad, God will save, God won't save you. You're not more religious than some people or some of us. For those of you who refer to Bible and you quote and the Quran, there's a limit to what God can do for you. For those of you who are criminals and say, well, I can just go to church and become born again, you're wrong. It doesn't end there. There are two sides to it. God forgives you, and then man forgives you. So you see, so God can forgive you. That means you're not going to end up burning in hell, right? But then man doesn't forgive you. You pay for it on earth. That being said, Nigeria has resorted to, because Nigerians are pushing things underground all the time, they're resorting to all sorts of means not to solve problems. The diabolical things that are going on is unbelievable. This we saw when we were advising the public sector. This was during a DFID funded program. Then it was called HCSPE, that is now merged and is called DIE, and it's Federal Public Service Reforms Program. And the conclusion then was there were a lot of organizational malfunctions, and one of the resolutions was to put directorate levels a tenure of 8 years. So if you not, after 4 years get promoted, after 4 years you don't get promoted, you have to move so that others can be promoted, because a lot of people were not being promoted. So we had a lot of age range of very old people, say about the 50 to 60s, and that's that was it. And then everyone else below would stop at level 10 or 12, and there was no going up to promotion. And during that period when offices were being cleared, I didn't see them, but I had colleagues who saw them, and there were others who saw them, and other civil servants who would boast about it. A lot of diabolical practices, calabash and feathers and all sorts. I saw that later on, and it's getting worse. And then there's a lot of practice of energies that Nigerians don't understand, that probably lived outside the country for about 10, 20 years and are back, or just probably went for their masters, or probably went for their first degree, or probably just went for PhD and learned some art of Zen energy or Sikhism or astral projection, never really understood, what it was done for. And have brought it back to coerce and subdue people. People that are supposedly your friends are no longer your friends. They use that friendship platform to rein you in and, use networks and all sorts. See what it is that everyone is doing, and then try and become influencers. So try and influence elections, for example. So you find that for a country there's supposedly one of the largest economy in Africa, they say it's second or third. I beg to differ, because the facts say so. What is development? What is economy development? What is an economy? It's not about a population. This is based on 200 million people, but that's not what it is to say that an economy is developed. You find that growth from the beginning. So you're going towards development. It's been stifled. Growth has been stifled. There's no development going on. Sustainability is not going on. And these people that are supposedly your friends that are being used or decided to be used or, decide to become these overnight influencers do not have work experience. So most of these people are the generations where we are, which is 35 to 40, do not have work experience, have not advised the public sector, do not listen, have not worked in the private sector, have not contributed, being able to design just a little community project, have not been able to, and want to be able to overnight become lords and masters and policy makers in Nigeria. Nigeria is aware of it. You have about 100 million people crying and complaining and saying, help us, right? As Nigerians. And then we have repatriates who come in and they're very experienced, but they worked across the globe with merit system and do not want to come in with a system approach, right? So what is this? This is to say that Nigeria is in trouble. And this is not the same thing over and over again, right? This is to say that you need to be careful with just the 5 people you surround yourself with. You need to be careful with those who you call friends. You need to be careful with those who you reconnect with. It's just, I can't say may God help us, but be prepared for emergency evacuation. Have a great day.